Hello and welcome to the Mobilize Jobs Winter 2019-2020 information session. My name is Dylan Dammerman. I'm the lead recruiter here, and the purpose of this info session is really to give you some more information about Mobilize Jobs, about the work culture, and what you can expect from the program, and hopefully to answer some questions that I'm sure are coming to mind. So let's just hop right in. What is Mobilize Jobs? Well, we are a national employment initiative. By that I mean we recruit people from across Canada to work across Canada. Uh, we are a travel adventure program. So for you, what that means is you could be from Ontario and working in Manitoba, or from Manitoba and working in BC. We really encourage people to embrace the travel and adventure components of our program. So we want you to go out, explore, enjoy where you are placed, and work and take this as kind of an experience to engage with a Canada that you might not have seen before. I've spoken to so many people in the program who have said, "Oh, I thought I would have to go to Europe or Australia to have this kind of experience. Little did I know that Whistler was only a 6-hour drive away from my hometown, or that I could see the northern lights and polar bears in Manitoba." So we do have a lot of great things to share in Canada, and we want our Canadian tourists to enjoy our stay here. And what better way is there than to be engaging with real Canadian employees? We offer short-term and long-term opportunities. So our classic contract is 6 months if you start at the beginning of the season. If you enjoy the work, if you've had a successful placement, we always have the opportunity to transfer to another location at the end of your seasonal placement. Sometimes there's even the opportunity to stay at your location afterwards as part of the mobilized team for another season. It really depends on the location, but either way, you will be making strong career connections and lifelong friendships. We have people who have been part of the program since our first season and then taken time off to go to school and come back and rejoin us because they enjoyed the program so much. And we keep in touch with those people. We want to hear about your life successes while you're in the program, but also while you're not in the program. We have someone who actually just finished up a placement with us, and she's going to start her own business that she started while she was in the program and is now doing that full time. So really, we're here to help you achieve your goals and support you in making these new friends and memories. What it really means in the details is that we provide guaranteed full-time paid work. There's never any fees for job seekers. You should never pay someone for a job, but we do offer housing as part of our package. Typically, it will be on site, it will be with other mobilizers or other staff members. And each housing is different. So a lot of the time in interviews, people will be like, "Oh, what's the housing like?" I can always promise that you'll have a lovely roommate and that it'll be a fun environment, but housing at each one of our placements is entirely different. So it's kind of a fun adventure, and you get to pick where you would like to live. And then one of the things that you get to decide is based on that housing. Um, of course, if you are uncomfortable, you want to live with someone you know, we totally understand. And we love it when people apply with friends or even family members. We have a couple sibling duos in the program right now, mother son duo, couples. We actually have our current count is 4 mobilized babies for couples who have joined our program either together or met in the program, and now that they've left the program, they've had children. The thing with applying with friends, if you are planning to apply with someone and you get to the interview stage, let us know as soon as possible their names so that we can kind of link your profiles together. Applying with groups of 2 or more, really, it all depends on what jobs we have available at the time of your application. So make sure you get everything done really quickly because we're not going to hold a spot uh, so that the two of you can go together. We want to make sure that you get everything together and both of you are just as engaged in the opportunity, and it's not just one of you dragging the other one along. I know I mentioned a second ago that our first season was in 2015. We are into our 12th season, so this winter will be our 12th season. It's a long time, but like I said, we have people who have been committed. They do one season, they take some time off, they come back, or maybe they've been with us. I know we have a couple mobilizers who have been with us since 2016 all the way through. These are just some photo examples of the types of adventures that our mobilizers get into. Uh, if you look closely, you will be able to see our current Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, in one of these photos. So a fun little I Spy for you. Now, we are a partnership between our mobilizers, staff, placement partners, which is the location, and us. It's not just about us hiring you, it's about being a team. We're team mobilized all the way. We want to support you through this adventure, through this travel opportunity. We're not just going to dump you somewhere. We really engage with you to help you pick what location you're interested in going to. And then because they're seasonal placements, the adventure kind of continues every 6 months with the opportunity to see what's next, to go to the next location, to engage. And I mean, I just love hearing the stories of our mobilizers in the field out in their big adventures. We have people of kind of all ages and all education levels out there having fun. Like, look at this. We have, these are some of the more activities that our winter mobilizers have gotten into. Just a little bit of what you can see we're about. You might even get the chance to see some wildlife while you're out there. Look at that bighorn sheep. He's an official mobilizer, you gotta say. um, who can apply? I mean, we're a very open and diverse program, so there's not a lot of limitations. Most of the limitations of this program do have to do with that housing component that I mentioned. We do require that all of our employees be at least 18 years old or the age of majority or legal drinking age in whatever province they plan to work in. This is because of that housing. We don't want to put anyone in a difficult situation where they're not legally able to drink, but being surrounded by it possibly. But also, it's just a liability issue. You do have to legally be able to work in Canada. What I mean is we are open to those with work permits, those who are refugee claimants, those who are landed residents, those who are citizens, as long as you're legally able to work and work in the province for which we have employment, then we are happy to have you. We do require, as part of our process, that you get a clear police record. This is again for the housing. We want to make sure that everyone is safe and that you can feel safe that your housemate has also been checked. If you do have a record, don't let that deter you. Certain things we are able to look over, and what's most important is that you do tell us. I'd rather hear about your DUI 10 years ago than find out from getting a not clear back on your criminal record check. What matters more is your honesty, and if it's not an issue that would cause safety or prevent you from doing your job, typically it's not a problem. We do take it on a case by case basis. So let us know in the interview and we'll see what we can do. And our interviewers tend to be very honest. We're not going to exclude you based on a police record. The reason that we do require a high school degree or equivalent, it should say here, a GED or an adult education certificate, are great. It's really to show that you have follow through. It takes a lot, I mean, high school or a GED can be the longest time any of us do one specific thing. So it's really important for us to see that you have follow through. You have the capacity to complete something when it gets hard. We know we talk a lot about the adventure and the fun, but this program is work, and sometimes you will get homesick. We want to make sure that you know how to complete something that maybe you're pushing up against that might be a little bit difficult. And the last thing, you have to have a positive attitude. It's a thirst for adventure. Really, this is about at least 50% of this program is about going out, exploring Canada, and going on that work travel experience. It's not just showing up to work every day. It's not just a normal job. It's you live it, you breathe it. You're living with mobilizers. You are going out on weekend expeditions. You're working hard, but also you have to have that energy. You have to remember why you wanted to do it. It's about that experience that you're looking for. So, where are you going to be going? As I mentioned at the very, very beginning, we house across Canada. We hire people from every province and territory to work in different provinces and territories. In the winter, typically our placements are going to be in places like the Rockies, as well as some more adventurous locations like Manitoba. We actually have a beautiful placement in northern Manitoba, which I think this photo might have been taken from, but we like to call that the Northern Lights and Polar Bear location. Not every location is going to be a big metropolis. In fact, we really don't work with places like Montreal and Toronto and Vancouver. We work with smaller tourism communities. There's still those fun, I mean, every location is fun, but there's still those kind of name recognition locations that you know, like Whistler and Banff and Lake Louise. But then we also have these great gems of locations that you might not have heard of, but really are going to be the best experience of your life, like those Gila Manitobas and those Osoyoos, and we really have a big variety. Some of them are definitely more rural. There's a couple placements that bump up against national parks. Others are in the Rocky Mountains or in small towns. The only thing that we don't do is those big cities, because you can do that on your own. You can do that on your weekends off. You can go visit Edmonton or Calgary or Regina if you wanted to. There's no stopping you. But this is about a different kind of adventure. And we like to work with Canadian businesses. Typically, we don't work with multinationals. We really do focus on that family environment. That's why we have over 65 different locations that we work with and have worked with, but we still manage to get that home feel at a lot of them. What will you be doing? Well, I know you applied either to work directly with us or for one of our placements. So hopefully you know that we work with hospitality, tourism, restaurants, and customer service. That's going to be everything that you find in a resort, everything that you find in a restaurant, everything you find in a hotel. Those are the places that we work. We help bring those bright faces to people's tourism experiences. We have crews of people doing everything from maintenance and housekeeping and front desk and bellhop. In the hotel, we do everything. I mean, we hire uh, lots of different roles in the kitchen as well. No matter what your skill level is, we definitely have something. We have dishwashers and stewards and sous chefs and head chefs. I believe we've even hired some housekeeping management, and it's really about enjoying your environment. I know not everyone has experience. There's a lot of roles that they're willing to both train you in, things like housekeeping and dishwashing and kitchen stewarding. And then there's a lot of opportunity at different locations to cross train. I know we have a couple mobilizers who went from housekeeping to spa management at one of our locations. It really depends on the location, but often there's the opportunity to say like, hey, I know I'm on the housekeeping team, but I notice you're a little short-staffed in your breakfast serving. I would love the opportunity to try that. It's a lot of our locations are very open to it, and if at the end of your placement you decide, "Hey, I would really love to try the next step up at my next location," that's often a possibility too, because you do then have that 6 months of experience under your belt. Say it's 6 months again in housekeeping, that could help you learn how to do front desk at your next location, or if you're at front desk, maybe you're a night audit next time. It's really progressive in the program. Now we're gonna move on to the money. You know that this is an adventure. I've said it so many times. It's about the experience. It's not going to make you rich. You're going to be earning at least provincial minimum wage after any housing costs. That's where the real benefit is to you. Is we work with our employers to guarantee you housing so that you don't have to worry about where you're going to live or finding housing, or even, I don't know where to do laundry. We set all of this up for you. And after any housing costs, you will be making at least, possibly more than provincial minimum wage. And that's even before if you're in a tipped role. So if you're doing something in the kitchen or with front of house or banquet, sometimes those roles have tips and gratuities. That is all going to go on top of that provincial minimum wage. These are some more pictures from last winter and the winter before, just an experience of some of the more mountainous environments looking. I mean, if you look in the middle, that first day of snow in Jasper, I know Ontario had an early winter this year, but it's so nice to see our mobilizers having snowball fights and enjoying each other's company. I just want to thank you for spending your time with us. I know that this was not the shortest info session, but if you're looking for any more information about the program, we have a couple interviews available online with Benjamin Guth, our president and program manager. You can just follow those links if you're interested. I want to thank you again for finishing up this info session. And if you have any questions, here is our email and contact information, and we look forward to chatting with you.